Hello everyone, we are on instruction 4 and in this tutorial we are going to learn how the serial monitor in Arduino works. And the reason why we need the serial monitor is that Arduino doesn't have a way to debug. So if you remember from our last tutorial, we want to write some program, some code or sketch to do something. We need to figure out a way to debug, and we want to print out some messages. And so the purpose of this monitor is to print out something. So as you can see, I have the program in the instruction here. And let's take a look at this program first. So we have an interface called serial, and that's basically a C++ interface that allow us to allow the computer to talk to the board. So each board has a port, a built-in port, and if we use this interface and when we call this function begin, that means the port open and there is a communication between the laptop and the board starts, right? So if this is how it's gonna work and we pass in a parameter 9600, you can read the API here. This basically set the data rate in bits per second, or aka board, for the transmission to happen. So if this code works, then in this setup function, it should then print out this inside setup. And then within this loop, we should print out inside loop. And then because it delay for 1000 milliseconds, so every 1 second, we should be able to see this line within this loop. Okay, so if you remember from last tutorial, we used the cloud platform instead of the local IDE. And in the cloud, we have this monitor. And if we click here, okay, you should be able to see, oops, let's disconnect first. And you should be able to, oops, I do want to disconnect, but let's just disconnect the board first. All right, so in order for this to work, you need to go to this monitor tab, and you have your code there, and you need to connect your board with your code. And so right now I do not connect the board with my laptop. So now let me connect them. Okay, you do not need any wiring for this step. So after you connect them, you will be able to see it here. This is the board we just get connected. Select this one and go to the monitor. All right, you will be able to see it. So the first one is the message printed out from the setup function, and then within the loop you will see every 1 second it print out the inside loop. All right, so that will be super helpful to help us to debug.